Hello, everyone. How's everybody today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is Thursday. Hoping everybody's having a great day today. I always start with my 1,000 numbers so I can get facts out the way and explain why I only do pick three. Is because I came up with a workout system where you can track all 1,000 numbers at a glance. That's why I call it PICK-3 at a glance, where you can track all 1,000 numbers with four workouts. Okay, PICK-3 is the only one that's trackable, teachable, and doable. It's the only one that you can track on paper. You can't do it with PICK-4. It's impossible. PICK-5 is impossible. PICK-4 got 10,000 numbers. PICK-5 got 100,000 numbers. But PICK-3, using the law of average to your advantage, it's a small advantage, but you can use it to track the actual 1,000 numbers and see what they're doing at all times. You can track the actual number. You can track the front pair, the back pair, the single pair, and the single digits. And you don't need no fancy calculations and all that stuff uh, to see what the actual 1,000 numbers are actually doing. Working with the law of average, study the numbers, and see when the best opportunity to, after you gather a bucket of numbers, to know when to play your numbers. And not jumping on and off all these numbers every day trying to hit and burning up your money and playing numbers where you have no earthly idea why you playing the numbers. And then when you win, you don't have any idea how or why you won. And when you lost, you don't have any damn idea or how or why you lost. But when you track the actual 1,000 numbers and study the actual 1,000 numbers, there's a big difference. Okay. Also, I would pick three because I'm a student of Eddie Tipton's. He rigged the Iowa lottery and four other state lotteries. He was over five state lotteries. He was software security guy. He was the inside man that rigged the whole system for over 15 years. He became 2000. He became over the system, and then 2010 they caught him, but found out something was wrong when he tried to buy $1 million ticket. But he had been rigged the lottery for 10 years. $16 million ticket he tried to turn in. Iowa was suspicious. They couldn't figure out what he did for another 5 years when they finally caught him, and it took somebody recognizing him purchasing a $16 million ticket. So this guy, then after all that, he only got 5 years in prison. So I started studying what he did. So I started applying some of the knowledge that I gained from what he did with the PICK-3. He started with the PICK-3, and then he worked his way up to bigger games when he rigged the lotteries all over those five different states for 15 years total. And he just got out in 2020, 5 years of serving prison. But, can the lottery be rigged? Definitely yes. Eddie Tipton did it. Are the numbers random? Yeah, definitely yes. So that's why I say OPPB, be organized, be patient, be persistent, and stick with a budget. There's no system that's going to tell you what numbers come in the next day. No tic-tac-toe, no date sum, no grids, no flips, no mirrors, no multiple different rundowns. Going to tell you what's coming the next day. If you want to have an eye-opening experience with PICK-3, you want to track all 1,000 numbers to become a bigger and better winner. Okay? So here, like I say, these 1,000 numbers, they are definitely random. All right? Because there's no rhyme or reason why these numbers are going to come out. There's nothing going to show you how these numbers come out. 90% of everything that's done with PICK-3 or PICK-4 or PICK-5 is after fact numbers. They want to show you what number came out, do a rundown on that number, or tic-tac-toe, or algorithm, or whatever they come up with, to see what number is coming the next day or might come the next week. There's PICK-3 numbers alone that have not played in 15 years. For example, 1, 2, 3, exactly like that, might be one of the numbers ain't played in 15 years. So if you got a PICK-4 and a PICK-5, can you imagine how long it would take for one of those numbers to come if it's one of your pet numbers and you don't know why you're playing it? I really don't believe in pet numbers. I believe in what I see when I track the actual 1,000 numbers using PICK-3 at a glance strategy. That's what I believe in. I know when to back off playing my numbers. I know when to pick up playing my numbers. And that's going to be apropos to the state that you're in. None of these systems work for all states. None of them. None of these systems work for all states. None of the patterns are going to work for all states. The only thing that works for all states is tracking the actual 1,000 numbers in your state. Okay? That's what works. It's fairly simple and easy. We're making this harder than it needs to be by trying to figure out what's going on with the numbers instead of letting the numbers tell us what's going on with them while they're working out through the law average. So here we go. Illinois' evening draw was 694. This is the PICK-3 at a glance strategy sheet here, workouts. What I did, I put together 22 numbers for strategy number 1. I took 22 numbers and made 22 columns. See these numbers on top here? I just named them base numbers to make them out, and then to do the 1-1 rundown on each column, each number, to make 12 columns on top. Okay? And then on the doubles, I did the same thing, which is 10 of them, 10 columns of doubles. This is strategy number 1 with the singles and the doubles. And here's 10 numbers of the doubles. Did the 1-1 rundown on each one of these columns, each one of these numbers to make these columns here. All right. So by doing that, I combined all 1,000 numbers. And with combining all those 1,000 numbers, I have all, with those 22 columns, I have all 1,000 numbers combined. So whenever a number come out, I can find what column that number came out on. Like I got them circled here, and always have my eye on the 1,000 numbers and what they're doing, and then what column they fell off of in an organized numerical manner. Okay, dope. So here we go. And then I added 2 more strategies that are simple and easy to use. I added a strategy. I hope you can see this here. For tracking the actual single pairs. There's 2,710 pairs in those 1,000 numbers. And you can track them all off with this triangle once I show you how to use it. You always want to know what pairs, actual pairs, are available for you to use to win, to be a bigger and better winner. You don't want to guess your pairs. You want to know what pairs are left, working with the law average, and rotate them from month to month. Same with these numbers here. You want to do each one of these every month and rotate the numbers every month to know what's going on and what's left working with the law average. Same here, strategy number 3. I just took 3 columns, 0 to 9, and that lets me know I mark off what position the numbers came in. That's what I mean by number position. So I'll know how to use these numbers here and whatever position they came in. At the end of the month, Whatever numbers are left is the ones I carry over, so I know how to use them to my advantage to be a bigger and better winner. Okay? Now, for strategy number one, if you're going to be following me and you want to ask questions, this is what I need you to do. We're going to focus on strategy number one. I want you to build your questions off strategy number one for right now, too. You're going to screenshot these numbers. And do the 1-1 rundown on these numbers. I'm going to show you how to do the 1-1 rundown and how to find the winning number. Okay, we're going to do the 1-1 rundown on the 12 numbers here. And we're going to have and the 10 numbers here on the doubles. If you've been around a while playing the lottery, you possibly should know what the 1-1 rundown consists of. Okay, so now we had the winning number to come in, Illinois evening draw. I specialize in Illinois evening draw. Okay, but this system works for all states anywhere in the world and the moon that they play PICK-3. Anywhere. This system works. All right. It works if you work it. It don't if you don't. Okay. Here's a 1-1-1. That's what they call a rundown, okay? This is a 1-1-1 rundown. They can take this number here that I have up top and use any of the 1,000 numbers to do a rundown on. They can call it the 425 rundown. They can call it the 999 rundown. They can call it the 317 rundown. They can call it the 280 rundown. And make their own rundown systems and strategies to try to win. Okay, they got this heart here, black. What's that, 02? I don't know. I can't see that. Carolina. The number was 02 something. I don't know. I can't move it because it's going to be right in that heart since you just printed it. Is that 02 for North Carolina? Is that 029? Oh no, what? 029? Okay. Alrighty. Now, they can make a rundown out of any of these 1,000 numbers. Any of them. Alright? So just want to let you know that. Everything but triple zeros. All right. Here we go. I'm going to do the 1-1 rundown on the 964 that came in Illinois evening draw. All right. That's the winning number. That's a single. It's got 3 separate numbers. Different numbers, so that's what we call a single. All right. Now, here we go here. So this is the singles here. So that 964 will be on one of these columns. All right. So we're going to do the 1-1 rundown on this 964 to find out which one of these columns is going to be under. And when you do the 1-1 rundown on the winning number that came in, one of these base numbers will always be in the rundown. That's how you're going to find out what column is going to be under. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to do the 1-1 rundown. 1 and 9 is 10, but you can, in lottery math, you only use the right-hand number, which is a 0, a single number. You always use single numbers, single digits. Oh, okay, 2. I think I got ahead of myself too on this title was well, we're gonna do flips and mirrors, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this, but we're gonna learn flips and mirrors. Um, the one we're gonna add 1 to the 9, you get 0. 1 to 0, you get 1. 1 to 1, you get 2. 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. You draw a line here. 1 to 8, you're going to get 9. Same number at the bottom you get at the top, you add it correctly. All right? Same here. 1 to 6, you're going to get 7. 1 to 7, you're going to get 8. 1 to 8, you're going to get 9. 1 to 9, you're going to get 0. 1 to 0, you're going to count straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the only rundown that you ever have to worry about using the PICK-3 glance strategy. It's the 1-1-1 rundown. At 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, what you're looking for when you do this rundown here is the base number to find out what column this base number is going to be under. All right? To find out what column the base number is going to be under. Each one of the base numbers had a 0 in it. So when you're doing the rundown, all you have to do is pay attention to what number has a 0 in it. That's the only one. And when you only have 12 base numbers, and you'll automatically remember what column it is once you see your base number, which your base number is up here. Okay? And I already know that it's the 520. This is the base number right here. Okay? So you're going to go to, but it's going to show as 025 because it's a 025 because it's a numerical order. Let me do it right. It's going to show as 025 because it's in numerical order. The base number will be. All these numbers here are in numerical order with zeros. And you go to column 025 right here, and you're going to go down and you're looking for the 964, and here it is right here. But it shows as 469 because it's in numerical order. You circle it, bam, you're done. The objective here, what you're doing here, when you get through finding all the numbers at the end of the month, you got an eye on what numbers are left to play at all times and what haven't hit. This is January. You're going to do another sheet for February, another sheet for March. This is a month-to-month sheet. Not doing midday and evening. Just doing, if it's midday you're doing, only do midday. If it's evening you're doing, only do evening. Okay, don't do it all together because you mess up with the law average on that draw that you're tracking, because all the numbers are going to rotate different. So the law average is going to be different on the numbers that you're tracking. Okay, so that's how you find the columns and the numbers. And the reason why being because these numbers here, all these numbers singles can come 6 different ways. Okay? Singles can come 6 different ways. Like the number that came in, it can come as 964 like it did. It can come as 946. It can come as 469. It can come as 496, and it can come as 649, and it can come as 694. See there? but it was in column 025 like this. Okay, that's how it was, and you can find it, and you that's how you track your columns. And what you're doing working with the law average, you want to track and see what numbers are left to look at playing. Now, there's not no what number do I play the next day thing. There's number ain't no such thing gonna tell you what's coming the next day anyway. This is what you're doing. You're tracking the actual numbers, working with the law average, and what you're looking for as you tracking to see pretty much what numbers, what columns basically didn't hit at all for the whole month. Then that's when you start looking for where you're going to get your numbers working with the law average. Because if you have a column here you know ain't hit for the whole month, that's where you're looking to get your numbers. You won't be looking at everything else because you won't because everything's going to be eliminated as you go. You're going if you got a column here, you know, and you track it ain't hit for 2 months. This column, this is where you're going to get your numbers and build your bucket list off of. Without guessing, you're looking at the actual numbers, which here the combination, each one of these can come 6 different ways. You're looking at 60 numbers that you know didn't hit for the whole month. Okay, and the doubles, they come 3 different ways for each column. So that would be 30 numbers on doubles if you know a column ain't hit for 3 months. This it, you tracking the actual 1,000 numbers to find your numbers. It's simple. It's not. Don't let it intimidate you. It's 1 + 1 = 2. All you doing is learning to track the numbers. You don't have to do a don't have to do a tic-tac-toe, a grid, a flip, a mirror, none of that. All you're doing is going to know what all those 1,000 numbers are doing. Okay? Now, okay. Hey, Carolina. Welcome, 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 everyone. Now, that was on strategy number 1. Okay, strategy number 2 is this one here, right here, but I enlarged it. I enlarged strategy number 2. Strategy number 2 is the single pairs. What I did is took all the 1,000 numbers. These 1,000 numbers have 2,710 pairs. 2,000. This is PICK-3. It has 2,710 pairs. So what I did to combine all those pairs so we could track them, I made this triangle by divine intervention because I was not good at math at all. But I was tired of losing. I was tired of chasing books and everything, trying to win and find a system to winning. And I wasn't having any luck. So I said, let me come up with something, my own, that I can look at and understand what I was looking at and understand what I was doing, working with the actual 1,000 numbers, tracking all the 1,000 numbers, and not looking at a portion of the 1,000 numbers, an episode of the 1,000 numbers, and try to figure out what's going on and how to win. So this triangle represents 2,710 numbers of pairs, combinations. All right? And you're not going to be able to track them pairs and know what's going on with just the grids, the root subs, the date subs, the tic-tac-toes, the multiple different workouts and rundowns. So I said I need to track the pairs. I need something that'll tell me what's going on with pairs. So you got 3 separate numbers, okay? So you're going to have three different numbers. You're going to have 3 pairs, okay? And everything here underlined, I know from the previous month that it didn't come out. So anything underlying to me now is on my target and my radar to play the next month, and know why I would be playing it. Because in December, I carry everything over. Even when the year changed, I carry all the numbers over that didn't come in. All right, because I know that's how it works. Um, we had the 1-1 not to come, the 1-1 come in, hasn't came in, didn't come in last month. The 5-5, the 6-6. We had the 23 pair and the 13 pair not to come in. We had the 04, we just hit it. That came hadn't came in. Okay, so anything that doesn't come in, underline. We okay. Now, so we had three different numbers, so we're gonna have three separate pairs. So it would be the 46, the 49 that came in this month already. These two pairs we know came in, and the 69 hadn't came in, so we're gonna circle it. So any pairs that don't come in this month, we're going to carry over to February. So we'll know what pairs are available for us to use to win. Okay? Now remember, there's not no next day. What number coming the next day? Winning is a marathon, not a sprint. Trying to hit the next day is a sprint. And 9 out of 10, you ain't going to know why you playing your numbers if you ain't studied. Study more than you play. Study these numbers more than you play. Stick with a budget. Play responsibly. Now, so I would take this one workout sheet and do the same thing here, smaller. I'll mark off the 46, the 49, and the 69 that hadn't hit. 69. Okay, 69. Like that. Bam, you're done. Bam, you're done. Now, right here, single numbers that are code. They was telling, when I was learning to play, they'd tell me about a single code number and play it with my number, but I never would know where to play it at. So I say, let me make 3 columns with 3 separate numbers, 3 separate positions, 0 to 9, so I know what number fell where and how. So we had the 964. I'm gonna mark off the 9 on the front here, right here, the 6 in the middle that fell, and the 4 on the end. Okay, so right now I can see that this 4 fell on the end 4 times at a glance. But that's not really my main purpose. My main purpose is to find out what numbers don't fall at all, to know how to use them the next month. My main purpose, I just do that to get an idea of how these numbers hit differently without rhyme or reason how they might hit and fall. But I know they have to work with the law average. They have to work with the law average, so that's what I'm looking for. Hey, welcome everybody. Okay. Let me see something. See what I'm doing. See if this will work. Hi, Teresa. Okay, and then right here. And what I'm looking for is any number that didn't fall here. And the way I use the tracking single pairs, you can have a single pair, which happened to me, that don't fall for 120 odd days. That's what you're looking for. Them the things that you're looking for to use them to play to win. Like here, I had sevens that didn't fall with no number for 2 months. I played triple sevens. This is what you look. This is the whole picture when you're looking at what these numbers are due. Sevens, you don't know that. You wouldn't guess that a seven wouldn't fall with no number for 2 months. That's why I know they're random. There's no rhyme or reason what would be going on with these numbers. Okay? So if you took and how you use it and what you're looking for and how one of the strategies that you would use. Let me take this here. I might flip it. Let me just flip it over, I guess. Say the 964 that came in. Say that was one of my everyday numbers that I was carrying, and it hadn't come in yet, and I was using this strategy number 3, and I realized that the 4 hadn't fell on the front at all here. Say the 4 hadn't fell on the front at all this month, and I was going into the next month. I would definitely play this 964 as 469 and 496. Working with the law average, the likelihood of it coming that way is greater. Because as the numbers lessen that are left, the greater it is of a chance of them coming in that haven't played. You see that? That's how you use that strategy. You always want to know what position to place a number in that you're playing. And that gives you a bigger picture and and helps you be a bigger and better winner. Okay? And then the last strategy that I have here is tracking the front pair and back pair. Okay? Tracking the front pair and the back pair. What I did, I realized that something was still missing. I didn't know in what front pair or back pair the numbers would drop in that hadn't failed. So I made a sheet with numbers on the top and the bottom that would cover all 1,000 numbers, front pairs and back pairs. All 1,000 numbers, front pair and back pair. So what on the front pair number, since it's 964, I would circle, and this is a yearly sheet here. This is a yearly workout sheet. What I would do, I'd mark off the 96 on the front and the 64 on the back. Man, I'm done. See, what this will help you do is get your mind in perspective of what these numbers are actually doing. So you'll know when to back off your numbers. You'll know when to play your numbers. You won't be upset when your numbers don't come in because you have a targeted goal of why you're playing your numbers. Before, I used to get upset. I'd be hard to live with because I missed my number. I played my number, played it for a week straight, fell off of it, then it comes in, all kind of stuff. But I don't do that anymore because I know why I'm playing my numbers and how to play them. Okay? I'm sure some of you are probably been there, done that, I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Okay, so at the end of the year, what numbers haven't played is the numbers that I'm looking at on the front and the back to play. Okay, like I'm playing the triple eights because I was playing them in December and I'm playing them for this month. But this month, if they don't fall in, I'm coming off of them. because I don't play triples at all unless I realize pretty much that no triple didn't fail um, all the way up to November or December. Pretty much all the way up to December if no triple has fallen. Because by that time, I have tracked these numbers to basically know what triples I'm interested in playing and why I would be playing them. And I've hit 90% of all triples I play. Okay? And the reason being I'm playing those eights. But see, the A8, the A8 front pair hadn't failed all last year. Illinois' evening draw up to November. It only came out in December, which I hit. I hit the AA4 and the AA5. Like I say, this ain't no sprint. This is a marathon. It's thinking and analyzing and studying the actual 1,000 numbers. Hit the AA4, the AA5, and then this month I hit the AA0, knowing that. Because no 8 hadn't failed in January on the back end, but once in January of 2024. Okay? This is what I mean. You strategize and you winning throughout the year, but my best months are November and December because the numbers are lining up. And then the A8 back pair still hasn't failed since January. That's why I'm playing the triple eights. Now, if they don't pull it out by this month of January, then I'll fall off the triples altogether for the rest of the year. I'll fall off of them because I know you only got 3 chances of hitting those triples every draw, every year. Only 3 shots pretty much on average. And you could have less than that. It depends on the numbers. Like I say, there's no rhyme or reason how they falling. I know in Missouri in 2023, only thing that failed in December was triple zeros for the whole year. For the whole year, evening. For the whole year. So that's why I don't try to hit triples. And they don't pay no more than any other number. And they're harder to hit. You got a less chance of hitting the triples than the doubles. Then your singles, you have the best chance of hitting singles for the different combination ways they come out. Okay? And the reason I was playing the 8-8, looking at using my strategy number 2, using my strategy number 2, excuse me one minute. Hey, Carl.
Oh, you online? Sorry.
Okay. Strategy number 2, I knew by tracking the single pairs that this A8 pair hadn't failed as a pair since July of 2024. So that A8 pair working with the law of average was a dead ringer in December. And it ran all the way over to January still. That's why I'm playing the triple eights. But after that, if they don't come out within that reasonable amount of time, then I'll back off of them. Hey, Sona, how you doing? Glad to have you with us. Thank you. Thank you for that compliment. That's how you win your triples. Don't play those triples all year. Don't play all them triples, all 10 of them and all that. You're burning your money up. Don't do that. I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. Yep. Track them. If you see something where you see an A8 pair ain't fail in since July, like I said, then you want to look at playing a triple. Or the front, I only played on the front and didn't play at all for the whole year, and then don't play on the back, only played on the back one time. Yeah, that's how I do my triples. And that's why I started tracking the front pair and back pair. That's what made me start winning with triples, because I wasn't playing all the triples because it was a full moon. Play all the triples, or it's raining 15 days in a row, play all the triples and all that stuff. When you start tracking the actual 1,000 numbers, you're going to realize The numbers don't travel from state to state. It's only 1,000 of them. They cross paths. That's all they do. Midday numbers don't bring evening numbers. Evening numbers don't bring midday numbers. Certain numbers don't bring another. They follow each other. It looks like that. All that stuff looks like that. But that's not what's happening. The numbers do what they do, and they random. There's no rhyme or reason for them to coming out. There's no pattern or nothing going to let you know what they're going on with them unless you're tracking the actual, all of the 1,000 numbers. I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. And like I say, my triples I hit. Just like I said, with those sevens hadn't failed. No seven pair, no seven nothing failed with no number for 2 months. You can't see that with it. You can't see that if you're just using going by this. If you're going by it, and if, like I say, what's working for you is working for you, but it's luck, and luck runs out. I'd rather know than be lucky. I'd rather know than be lucky, y'all. That's all I'm saying. See here. These only show you an episode of what's going on with these 1,000 numbers. You need to see the whole movie. And the only way you're going to see the whole movie is tracking the pairs, tracking the whole numbers, knowing what they're doing. And again, like I say, tracking pairs, tracking the single digits, see what positions they falling in. That's right, they got different DNA. Thank you, Sooner. All the states. And tracking the doubles. See what they're doing. Okay. Now I'm telling you that I'm going to explain mirrors and flips here that everybody uses to try to win, and that's everybody use them differently. Everybody call a mirror when they mean a flip. Some people don't believe in using mirrors. It's not a thing that I don't believe in. I ain't gonna say anything about what these do, but I've known that they haven't. I found they're not beneficial because they don't tell you nothing about what's going on with the numbers, actual numbers. Just like it wouldn't have told me that these eights hadn't failed all year. Even using all this, I wouldn't have known that them eights didn't fall unless I was tracking them. And they came in working with the law average. I wouldn't have known that. How would I known it? And all the state numbers run differently. How would any of this apply to all states? And believe me, if they found any of this that worked, that really worked, the lottery would change the system, or they'll get rid of PICK-3 altogether. So play responsibly, play for fun. If you bang them good, you bang them good, and you don't do what you do, but don't burn your money up, because they get the ball is in their court, and they can change the rules of the game anytime they get ready. But you got to work with the law average. It's a great advantage if you know how to use it. Okay, learn how to use it, study it. Now, mirrors and flips. We're gonna start with the mirrors, or they call them mirrors. I try to call it opposite numbers, because my strategy is based off the actual opposite numbers. When they talking about mirrors, they saying that this side of the 1,000 numbers are the same as this side of the 1,000 numbers. This side of the 1,000 numbers is the same as this side of the 1,000 numbers. And we're going to show you what that means. We do this here. This is what they use to put together. Okay. What we did was add +5 here to the top numbers. So if you add 5 to the 0, you get 5. 5 to the 1, you get 6. 5 to the 2, you get 7. 5 to the 3, you get 8. And 5 to the 4, you get 9. So it's just like doing 000 to 499. Like I said, you're dividing that 1,000 numbers in half, and 500 here to 999. And what they're saying is that the 0 opposite 5, 5 opposite 0, 1 opposite 6, 6 opposite 1, 2 opposite 7, 7 opposite 2, 3 opposite 8, 8 opposite 3, 4 opposite 9, 9 opposite 4. I say opposite. They say mirror sister number, or they might say opposite numbers also. But that's so confusing to everyone. Okay? That's so confusing. And that's why everybody's off on a different tangent with their own strategy playing PICK-3, but it's not that complicated if you're tracking all 1,000 numbers and seeing what they're actually doing in your state, because they're all going to be different. Okay? So say you play, and this does happen, you play 0, 1, 2, the lottery plays 5, 6, 7. That's the actual opposite of those 1,000 numbers. The 5, 6, 7 is opposite the 0, 1, 2. 0 opposite 5, 5 opposite 0. 1 opposite 6, 6 opposite 1. 2 opposite 7, 7 opposite 2. If they play the bottom number 7, 8, 9, and they play 2, 3, 4, same thing, opposite number. You played the bottom, they played the top of the 1,000 numbers. Okay? Now, if you played 1, 1, 2, and they played 6, 6, 7, same thing. 1 opposite 6, 6 opposite 1, 2 opposite 7, 7 opposite 2. It's a double. Or triple zeros. And they played 5, 5, 5. 0 opposite 5, 5 opposite 0. Bam. And what they'll do when they do different rundowns and strategies and things like that, they'll mirror numbers on you to try to justify why they missed the number when they did the rundown the previous day. That's what happens. Like I said, that's why we're making it more complicated than it needs to be. And that's why everybody's on a different strategy. There's only one strategy that we can really use, is working with the law average and tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and see what they're doing. Because all of them are going to be different. All of them has a different DNA. Now here is flips, and people will use the flips when they're talking about mirrors, and use the opposites, and use the opposites when they're talking about flips, or change and use them together. If you're learning on YouTube, that's what had me all screwed up, because I didn't know the difference, that there was a difference, actual difference between flips numbers and mirrored numbers. And here's the flips: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Now, you add a +3 to the single numbers. All right? So you add 3 to 0 is a 3. Or 3 to 1 is a 4. Or 3 to 2 is a 5. A 3 to 3 is a 6. A 3 to 4 is a 7. A 3 to 5 is a 8. A 3 to 6 is a 9. A 3 to 7 is a 0. A 3 to 8 is really 11, but you only use single numbers, so that'd be a 1. And 3 to 9 is a 12. So you don't use the 1, you just use the 2. So on this strategy, on this rundown, you know, which I don't understand it. Like here, I can see. Oh, where is it? That's why I don't use it. I don't use anything I don't understand. I can't teach it anyway. I can see why 0 could possibly be a 5 because it's the second half of the 1,000 number. I can see why 1 would be 600. I can see why 2 could be possibly 700. I can see why 3 would be 800. I can see why 4 would be 900. I can see that. I can't see anything here. For one reason, why would a 1 be the same as a 4 and a 4 be same as a 1 here? And then down here, a 1 would be the same as an 8, and 8 seems to be a 1. That throws all my math off. And ain't nobody explained it to me yet. So at least you know what they are. And you know when somebody is saying flip and they tell you that this here is a 5, they talking about mirror or opposite number. The only difference between a mirror and a flip is that you adding 5 to the single number. Like here, you're adding 5 to the single number. Or flip, you adding 3 to the single number. That's it. That's the only difference. So when somebody say flip, you be or mirror, make sure you know what they adding to the number when they call that number. Okay? And the beauty of the strategy that I put together here, everything being in numerical order, you can actually study what's going on with the numbers. Not looking for patterns, not looking for flipping numbers, not looking for mirroring numbers, none of that. They'll mirror whole numbers, they'll flip whole numbers, they'll single whole numbers, we make it more complicated than it need to be. Okay? Here, all of these numbers in numerical order in each column are opposite of each other. All these numbers in numerical order are opposite each other. So you'll know when a number and its opposite fell or did not fall under each one of these columns. Here, like poor eyes. Oh, let me get my glasses here a minute. See, my eyes are kind of acting up. 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, so all of them. And that's powerful. Very powerful. To tracking and studying the actual number, 1,000 numbers, to make you a bigger and better winner. This 024, the opposite of it, 579, right there. The 135, the 135, the opposite is 680. 680. 246, the opposite of it, 791, right there. 791. The 357, the opposite of it is 802, right there. Okay. And the 468, the opposite of it is 913. So if you got a column where you're looking for working with the law average, you're always looking to see what number and its opposite didn't fall. So if you any of these columns that don't fall in 30 days, 60 days, I start looking at columns that ain't hit in 60 days to start looking at, that's where I'm going to get my numbers from when I win, instead of guessing where I'm going to get my numbers from. I'm looking at that column, and if I see that the column and its opposite number didn't fall, working with the law average, that's a 50-50 chance that one of those two numbers is going to come in, especially if they ain't hit in 60 or 90 days. Or I see that the column ain't hit, and it's got four of those numbers that haven't hit that's opposite. This two here, this 024, this 135, and their opposites is a 579, and the 680. I'm playing those four numbers for sure, and possibly I would play the whole column, 50-cent box. But I would play these straight box, the opposite pairs that I know haven't came in. So if they pull off the whole column, I would take that money and reinvest into these numbers I know hadn't came in. You can build a strategy, you can build a skill set to winning, tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. You always know what numbers and its opposites didn't play. You have the same thing on the doubles. These doubles can take these columns can take 5 months and not a number fall off of them. In Illinois, last year when I came over here, and I had to go back and track all the numbers on one of these sheets from Illinois, eliminate all the numbers to find out what numbers was left that were best for me to play. Not starting over with playing all those 1,000 numbers. I want to play what was left. And right here, this column here, the first number that fell in Illinois was the 616. And I had tracked all the way up to June. And I realized that nothing had fell off this column. So I started playing this column and won. Because no number for 5 months had fell off this column. You believe that? And that can happen with doubles. That's what I'm saying. It opens your eyes to what these numbers are actually doing in your state. Now, it might be a variation of this, but it'll let you know that the double column is slow. It'll let you know that a triple column is even slower. Now, another thing about this here, these columns here, say for the month, I track a month and this 004 and this 044 don't come in. 9 out of 10, I know that next month something's going to fall off of one of these two columns, if not both of them. I'm watching the actual 1,000. I'm looking at the whole movie, not part of a movie. Not part of a movie. I'm looking at the whole movie. And knowing what's going on with them. Okay. See here in Illinois, this is 2024. I went back and I eliminate a summary sheet that I did, and eliminated everything that played. I didn't do the 2 and 3 because we don't really need to do that. All you want to know what PICK-3 number didn't play. Eliminated all that. And then I started looking for what numbers were left to play and start playing, working with the law average. And I did the same on the doubles here. Right here in Illinois, and knowing what's left. Like right now, a number in this opposite that ain't played that I'm looking at playing here in Illinois too, is 005 and 550. Because they're opposite each other, and they're the only opposite that hadn't played. See, this is what I'm talking about, strategy and skill set, and you know why you playing it. And that's why you're willing to hold on to it longer to play instead of jumping on and off your numbers. because you know why you're playing. Now, would I play these every day? I might back off of them, but when I win, I'll pick these back up for sure until they come in. Depending on my budget and my bucket list of numbers I'm already playing. Illinois evening draw. From when like I told you, I went back and found out what numbers hadn't failed, and these are numbers that hadn't failed. In November and December, these numbers I hit. I hit these 340, and they opposite numbers of each other. See here, a 3 opposite 8, 8 opposite 3. Remember I tell you about each column? I'll show you what number in its opposite hadn't played, working with the law average. I know I have a 50-50 chance of these numbers coming in. There's 3 opposite 8, 8 opposite 3, 4 opposite 9, 9 opposite 4, 5 opposite 0, 0 opposite 4. I knew one of these numbers, 50-50, would come in, if not both of them. Had them played them, hit the 340. This 247 and the 792 hadn't came in. They're opposite each other. Working with the law average, I know my odds are 50-50 now. It's not how often you play. It's not how. It's how you play the game. Y'all, listen to me, y'all. It's how you play the game and the numbers in your state. See, this 274 hit both of those. And the 792. These here, these came exact. This came exact. This 274, this 247. Just in the last month of December, I hit all 3 of these. Because I knew that they was coming in. Because they opposite each other. 1 opposite 6, 6 opposite 1, 2 opposite 7, 7 opposite 2, 8 opposite 3, 3 opposite 8. I knew one of the other 50-50 had to come in. Working only with the law average. No tic-tac-toe, no date sum, no grid, no flip, no mirror, no date sums, no root sums. Only rundown you're going to have to do is the 1-1-1 rundown to find your numbers on your columns. You see here? Now, none of these have came in. The 3-7, I'm still looking at these because none of the opposites of it came in. Not saying that they will. I have to see pretty much how they falling. Looking at this 779 and this 224, they're opposite. But we can track them all, but we don't want to play them all. You don't want to try to play them all. Here is the front pairs and back pairs that are left. Let's see, I was made aware that the 9-5 on the back. I know how to, and see, when I was looking at that 500 and that 550, because this 50 didn't fall last year on the front period, and this 50 didn't 5 on the back period. Now I got my number, my bucket list number that I'm gonna play is the 005 or the 500. It's definitely gonna be part of my list when I pick it up to win. That 005 and that 550 didn't fall at all last year. So I'm looking at playing the 505 and the 550 and the 050. See that? Because the likelihood of one of them coming in are great for this year. You see that? This is my strategy. This is a strategy, y'all. A strategy that anybody can do. Working with the numbers and their opposites. Another thing with my pairs, this here, so you got to realize that, see, nobody knew, well, I guess they did know, I don't know. I guess they knew. I know they had to be smarter than me in math. If they know, we all was in trouble. See. Hold on a minute. Let me see something here. Today is the 9th. All right, 026 came in. 026. This is how I keep my calendar up. 026 964. Okay, yeah. Be organized, have a calendar here. Okay? Get you some kind of calendar. Everything else is done for you on the workout sheets. They organized. You need to just make sure you get your calendar. That's why I say OPPB, be organized, be patient, stick with. But see, you know 100% too with this strategy number 2 are the numbers. All these numbers, what I look for on these pairs, what number and possibly its opposite didn't fall. Like this 01, if say for this whole month and the 01 and the 56 don't fall, I'm definitely going to play my numbers with this 01 and this 56. For instance, and look at willing. I'm going to show you all the importance of willing the numbers too. Just willing. This 01 and it's 56. Instead of tic-tac-toe, all that stuff, not knowing. See, a 0 is a 5, 5, 0, 1 is a 6, 6 is a 1. A 0 is a 5, 5 is a 0, 1 is a 6, 6 is a 1. You can, I wheel down like this. 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 1, 4, 0, 1, 5, 0, 1, 6, 0, 1, 7, 0, 1, 8, 0, 1, 9. That's how you wheel a pair. Same here. It'd be 5, 6, 0, 5, 6, 1, 5, 6, 2, 5, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, 6, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 8, and 5, 6, 9. See, all these numbers are opposite of each other. So the likelihood of one of these numbers, these columns coming in are great. And you're only looking at, well, you're looking at 20 numbers. But as you track and as you study, you're going to have more information on which one of these numbers are the best to play and how to play them. Tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. As you study, as you track, you know. Say you know that the 5, 6 front pair ain't filled for 3 months. Then you're going to play play this number as 560, just like it is. Or if it hadn't fell on the back end for 3 months, you're going to play it as 056. That's how you build a skill set and strategy. And see why I say this the opposite each other? The opposite number of this 560 is 015. There it is right there. The opposite number of the 561 is 016. There it is right there. The opposite number of the 562 is 017, right? There it is right there. The opposite number of the 563 is not magic I'm doing now, y'all. Is a 018. There it is right there. the opposite of the 564 is 019, right? Right there. The opposite of the 565 is 010. There it is right there. The opposite of the 576 is 021, right? 012, right? 012, yeah. My eyes. What is it? Yeah. No, that's 566 is 011. Yeah. Again. And the 567 is 012. See how that worked? 568. They all opposite each other. It's 013. And then at the bottom you have your 014. See how it's important? When you're studying the actual 1,000 numbers, you have a total different perspective in the numbers. A total different perspective when you're looking for the opposites in the numbers and the positions that they're falling in that you'll never see. You'll never see. There's no way you can see it. There's no way you can understand it. But this here, we're making it harder than it needs to be to win, just by tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and working with the law average. Okay, I think I explained that as well as I could, family. Is there any questions? Let's go with the questions and answers. Any questions and answers on PICK-3 that you would like for me to cover? I know some people probably was at work and came on. Any questions and answers? Oh man, let's see. Okay, Teresa. Oh, this heart. Let me see something. Let me see if I can find it. See, this heart gets. Hold on, Teresa. Do I use the straights in a certain order? Do I use the straights in a certain order? The straights in a certain order, it depends on what the front, after I track the front pair and the back pair, Teresa, not a certain order. Like I said, if I've tracked, and you're tracking pretty much daily, if I know that, like I say, that 5, 6, or whatever my number hadn't fell on the front or the back that I'm looking at, then that's how I would play. But one thing I can say about my sheets here, that I will say, that most of the time, a large amount of the time, they come in like they are on the sheets. So usually when I'm playing a number that I'm looking at on here, I'll play it like it is on the sheet exactly, and then I also play it in another position if I realize that, say I realize that, like this, say I'm playing this 5, 7, 9, and I realize that the 9 didn't fall where the 5 is at, then I'll play it as 9, 7, 5, like that, 50 cents straight. But it depends on what I study, what I'm studying, what I come up with. Any other questions? That's a good one. Thank you for that, Teresa. Did you kind of understand what I was saying there, Teresa? If not, ask me again. I got plenty. I'm rich in time. Until my grandkids get home, because they noisy. I'm rich in time other than that. Okay, you're welcome. Let's see. Do I use? She's talking about the strategies. Do I use them 1 through 4 in a certain order? I no, I usually this is it right here, the order on the workout sheets. Hold on a minute. Thank you for that. So Tasha, I'll mess that up. Uh, Tashana, is that it? Tashana? Um, Basically, it's just like I have the sheets laid out. Let me show you. If I use the sheets, and I guess, but she said okay, but if she's talking about the sheets, no. I go, it's like when I do a sheet and I do a number, I come find out the column, knock it off, bam, I'm done. I do the pairs, if it's singles or double or triple, I do zero here. For the day, bam, I'm done. I mark that off here. For the position they fit in, bam, I'm done. And then I do that front pair and back pair sheet for tracking. Bam, I'm done. That's it for the day. Okay, thank you. You're so welcome. Any other questions, y'all? Got plenty of time. Appreciate everybody being on here. Hey, we got y'all gonna bang them if y'all follow these numbers. That's what everybody been to me messing up on. Is that we're doing everything, work making this harder than it need to be. Once y'all learn to track the actual numbers and see what they're doing, and them numbers, cause see everybody's not gonna hit the same in every state. That's why people ask me, well, how often you hit? That ain't gonna have nothing to do with the state you in, unless you're in the state I'm in. It ain't. Sorry to tell you, Jack. It ain't gonna do it. Unless all the numbers run the same. So what I do here ain't gonna matter what you do there. Because them numbers could line up for you so sweet you won't even believe your eyes. You be like, what? Sevens ain't hit in 2 months? Is they crazy? Or am I crazy? Ain't fell on the front or nearly the back for a whole year? Are they crazy? Or am I crazy? 38 pair ain't hit for 4 months? Are they crazy or am I crazy? Oh yeah. Triple nines ain't failed in 9 years, midday or evening. That's how I hit in Missouri on the triple nines. They hadn't failed in nine. That's why I remembered. I went back and checked the triple nines. It hadn't hit midday or evening for 9 years, and I got on them triple nines like a crazy man and won. Creating a basket. Okay. The basket number should pretty much consist of you want to look for the mirrors numbers like I told you on that one sheet I just showed you all, and those are kind of what you're looking for first on your columns. You're looking for the numbers that are opposite each other. Let me do this here. These are what you're looking for as you go through on your columns. And you had a column that ain't hitting, you're looking for numbers that are opposite each other to play them first. Okay? That's what you're looking for. Any other questions? Got 30 years? Well, more than 30 years doing it. I forget. When did the lottery come in Missouri? I got about 30. I know 30 years of playing the lottery better. And once you start tracking that and seeing that, you're going to be amazed at what these numbers are do and won't do. And you won't be, you know, running all over everywhere trying to find numbers in books and all that stuff. I read every book. I came up with, well, I can't knock the books because they taught me a lot how to come up with my own strategy and own system and to be able really to explain it to everybody here like I'm doing now. Yeah, a lot of studying. Okay, family, I appreciate everybody that's here today. I'm thinking I'm due one tomorrow. Fridays are fairly kind of slow. Waiting for YouTube to build an audience for lottery and pick 3, and you're going to find a lot of channels. Since I've been around, I know it's been 20 channels or better that's then left the channel showing pick 3 because it can be frustrating, and I know why it was frustrating for a lot of those guys, and that was because they was trying to make sense out of this. You can't make sense out of this. I'm serious. I'm serious. You can't. Because by the time you explain it to the people, the whole thing then changed because all the numbers are run different in all the states. You can't, you can't, thank you. You can't explain this, and they don't know how to explain. That's why they get frustrated and back out. People that start channels and trying to teach pick 3. It took me a long time before I even decided to do this. I had to be confident that anybody could come to me with any question about what I was doing and I could answer it and make sense and break it down where they would understand it and why I was doing it that way. But most people can't explain this and make it make sense because everybody got their own different way of making it make sense. That's all I can say. Everybody got their own different way of making it make sense. They do. But this makes sense. I can tell you that the opposite number is O 03 is 5-8. So if O 03 and a 5-8 don't play, that's what you want to look at your numbers and your wheeling down. I can make sense out of any of these strategies. But I couldn't make sense out of root. I can't make no sense out of root subs. And I'm going against the grind because a lot of folks are making money off of this. Different tic-tac-toes and root sums and grids and mostly people that publish books and stuff. Us little peons ain't making no money off of it. It's the publishers that's making money off of selling what numbers come on what days and I mean they can get a vast computerized list of what numbers come on certain days and then that, but that ain't applicable to your state. Like I said, you can get a pick 3 don't show up for 16 years, 15 years, exact. None of that's going to be applicable to what's going on in your state at that time. And I mean, I was a victim of it. I'm gonna say a victim. I was a victim of playing that way. But when you know better, hopefully you do better. Okay. All right, family. I think that's pretty much it. So thanks everybody who's here. Enjoyed you. If you know anybody that's playing and they want to share the channel, been around a long time, longer than I thought I'd be. 2.5 years, but I enjoy it. I'm retired and, more happier. Not more happier, but I'm here with my grandkids, watching them grow up. They're spoiler than what I was, though. I have to hold back on them a little bit because my kids look at me funny when I get on them a little bit. But hey, they'll remember, well, Granddad told me this. They too big for me to spank. They might throw me out a window. So I ain't spanking them now. They throw me out a window. Say, man, thrown out the window by grandkids. But they're good kids, though. I wouldn't trade it for $1 million. All right, y'all. Like I say, play up till they come, make that money, y'all. Peace and love. God bless. And if you track it, you'll soon be packing to Lucky Town. And tracking is king. OPPP, be organized, be patient, be persistent, and stick with a budget to become a bigger and better winner.